If you want to become a successful trader, you need to commit 100% of your time into trading, at least in the first 1.5 to 2 years. It took me 2 years until I became profitable, consistent, profitable trader. Sacrifice. As you all know, I live in China. I'm 12 hours ahead of Eastern time, which means the opening bell in my time is 9:30 p.m. Closing bell is 4 a.m. I go to sleep around 4:30 a.m. I sleep during the day, which means I sacrifice nights, I sacrifice the family mornings, I sacrifice social life. But it's for the greater good. It's for my own and my family's financial freedom. I can take vacations, I can take time off whenever I want, to wherever I want, for how long that I want. Just came back from Thailand, 24/7, 1 month, family time, great vacation. This is, for me, this is what it means, financial freedom. I'm able to provide my family anything that they want. I can provide my kids the best education that I can find where I live. This is financial freedom, but it's sacrifice. Do you have what it takes to sacrifice 100% of yourself? Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com here with the weekly market recap. I hope everybody's enjoying this weekend so far. Without any further ado, please hit like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's hit the weekly chart. Spent the weekly 3 red weeks, giving back all of July's rally. Now 433 to the downside is the support. Below it, we're heading towards 427. We have this red trend line that helps us to identify the higher lows, but we also have this red trend line that helps us to identify that recent high from July 24 is a lower high than all-time highs at January 2022. So, as we can see on the SPY weekly chart, price is going towards a very tight price range. Let's see where price will take us now. What do you think? Q4 2023, are we going to retest the 420 or 410? Or can we break above the 458 towards all-time highs? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? We still have 1.5 months until 2023 Q4, but it's time to start preparing. QQQ, same thing, gave back all of July gains, 357 to the downside. Below it we have 342 and then 328. We have red trend line that helps us to identify lower highs. Let's see where Qs are heading. For now, retracement, which is pretty healthy if you think about it, because Qs since March (36% gains since March. So some kind of retracement. For now, we are 8%. Fibonacci number 8. Below it, we are heading towards 13%. 13% retracement will take us all the way to 337. It all comes down to Fibonacci numbers by percentage of gains, retracements, pullbacks, Fibonacci levels. Check the links in the description below to learn in depth Fibonacci, how it all comes down to Fibonacci numbers. Dow Jones, we have the 356 area, very tough resistance. As you can see, bulls gave up, went down. Look left, all this area, the 356, 355, very tough resistance, resistance, resistance. So for now, it is the level of very tough resistance together with this red trend line that helps us to identify lower highs. And we have the white trend line that holds, for now, it's holding the higher lows since September of 2022. We still have here a question mark because we are looking for a bounce. Below it, we are heading towards 337, no need Fibonacci, just look left. 337 and then 326. You want? We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. 340 together with this white trend line below it. 336 as we said, 335 below it, 330 and then 314. What do you think? Where is the Dow heading? Towards Q4 and towards the end of 2023. Will we see a new all-time highs on the Dow? Or are we going back towards 314? Sorry. IWM, higher lows, lower highs. Price range is getting tighter and tighter on the IWM since August of 2022. For now, we are in retracement. 180 needs to hold. Just put up a line over here. Educate yourself to look left without any indicator, without Fibonacci. Look left and try to identify a major areas for support and resistance. 180, support, resistance. Look at this. Since March until May, 2 months of resistance, broke up, support, 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 went all the way towards the red trend line. Now, retracing back. 180 needs to hold. Otherwise, where price might be heading next, no need to guess. We have this red trend line. It all comes down to understand the true relationship between candlestick analysis and multi-time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, support resistance areas, and trend lines. That's it. Bitcoin, what a week. We have a double top scenario now. Below the 24,600, we are heading to this white trend line. Very nasty candle. 24,600 needs to hold. For now, no long on Bitcoin. Ethereum, not surprising, same thing. But Ethereum, we have this red trend line, lower highs since November 2021, each and every time. Price reached this red trend line, got rejected. Doji after doji, six, seven consecutive dojis, indecision. Bears took decision all the way to the white trend line that holds the higher lows since June of 2022. Now let's see who will win this battle. Bears to the downside, which will take Ethereum to, no need to guess, we have Fibonacci. Below this white trend line, below the 1520, we are heading 1366, 1230, and then all the way towards 1K. Below, above red trend line, we are heading first 2142. 2142, all this area, the 2140, 2150, very tough resistance. Look here, look here, look here. It was also a very important level of support until it broke to the downside. Oil, you saw previous videos, the weekly recap videos. In the past few weeks or so, we identified that this area will be a very tough resistance for oil. And here we are, 3 weeks inside this area, failing to break up. Last week, we closed the doji. This week, we are lower lows, lower highs, which means pullback is most probably to happen now. We take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. 79 is holding. Below it, 76, 70. Very important level of support. It was support over here, and resistance over here. All these levels to the downside, we need to take them very seriously for our risk management. SOXX, semiconductors ETF, trend lines helps us to identify the trend, of course, and they are also the roadmap for future price action. You are more than welcome to go back few weeks back to check the weekly recap videos. We have been talking about the SOXX. If SOXX will fail to break above this red trend line, bulls will give up and then back to this lower red trend line that holds the higher lows. But if we look left, let's see what we can learn from the price action's history. Every time since October 22, we had a retracement towards this red trend line. Doji, bounce. Doji, bounce. Now we have another doji. Can we get a bounce? We need validation above 485. We can take also Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high. No need to guess. 484, 485, 2-3 days above, closing above this area. One day is not enough because we are looking at a weekly and a monthly trend. So 1 or 2 days will not change this retracement. It's a 3 weeks retracement. One day will not change the sentiment. We need at least 2-3 days above 484. Look left, very important level of support. So it will become a very tough resistance. So this is why I say 2-3 days above it, and then we have this red trend line that we can use as our risk management. Please hit a like, subscribe, share with friends if you like what you see. Any comment, feedback, what else, what more do you want me to add to my channel? What more do you want me to talk about in my videos? Any comment, any feedback will be much appreciated. Before we move on, quick reminder, Fibonacci's Academy playlist, free playlist. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Before you take any other course, any other mentorship, before you register to any other service, check this out. Free videos on how to become a better trader, technical side and on the mental side. Check it out. It's free. Have nothing to lose. Apple. Swing low, swing high, retraced, gave back all of the last 3 months gains in just 3 weeks. Now we are at 171. But most importantly, the 171 is the 50% retracement. Below it, we are heading towards the 165, which in my opinion is most important level of support if the 171 will fail to hold. Because as you can see, it was a very tough resistance during March and April. It was a very important support over here. So 165, in my opinion, will be next support that will be retested. Keep an eye on this. Tesla. We have this purple trend line that holds as resistance for the lower highs. And we have this purple trend line that holds support for the higher lows. We don't need Fibonacci. We just need to look left where price came from and now where it might be heading next. We have a question mark because we are looking for a bounce. Until this bounce will not happen, Tesla is in a downtrend. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. And as you can see, this purple trend line together with the 50% area, 214. Below it, sub 200. Below it, heading back to the 153. And don't be surprised, but anything can happen. No one knows what will happen next. If we look on Tesla on the daily, we still have an opening gap at the 146. And we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled, whether it's to the downside or to the upside. It doesn't matter. When you see a gap you need to embrace that this gap with 80% chance, more than 80% chance, it will get filled. Here, back in April, bears tried to fill it, but the 618 Fibonacci stopped them. Will it stop them now? 196 to the downside is the next support. Below it, in my opinion, this gap, more than 90% chance, below the 200, more than 90% chance this gap will get filled. Don't be surprised if it will before the beginning of Q4. Microsoft, all the way towards red trend line. This is why I always say trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, because price is not moving sideways in a straight line. It doesn't move up or down in a straight line. It moves in a zigzag formation. This is why trend lines are the true support. As you can see, since January 2023, holding. Now we have a doji off a trend line. A doji off a trend line is the most significant signal for what might be a trend reversal. We need validation above 324, 2 or 3 days above 324. Just put a line over here and look left. 324 held as support since May until it broke previous week. Now we need 2-3 days above it, and then we can say that this trend line held the low once again. Meta 283 holding for the past, I don't know, 2 months or so. Below it 254 and then 217. 217, as you can see, very important level of support. For now, Meta basically is moving sideways, as you can see, between the 280 and the 326. Nothing much on Meta, holding pretty good. AMD, sorry, 106, failed to hold a support. Weekly close below it. Now, next, we can take Fibonacci. 50%, 103, below it, 97. Follow price, use levels and trend lines as your guide for future price action. Nvidia, moving sideways between the 387 and the 470. Trend lines, we are still in an uptrend until proven otherwise. What does it mean? It means 1 or 2 weeks below this trend line, and then we are heading towards where we can take Fibonacci levels. Swing low, swing high. It's not rocket science, it's only technical analysis. But we need to embrace and we need to understand, not all great chartists are good traders. Once you put your money in the game, your emotions start to play a very significant role. So start small and build your emotional resilience. Same as any other muscle, you need to grow it slowly, slowly. Amazon 143, tough resistance in the past 3 weeks. It was a very tough resistance over here during August of 2022, and here we are. Same price action 1 year after. And if we look further back, it was a very important level of support since January of 2022 until April 2022, when it broke to the downside. Further left, support, support, support over here, which means 142 is a very important level of resistance for Amazon. And now we had this candle over here, inside candle, and now we have a candle to the downside, lower highs, lower lows. Next support 126 for Amazon. Google moving sideways 3 consecutive weeks, 126 from a very tough resistance, as you can see, from May till end of July. 2 months of resistance, broke to the upside. Now 3 weeks moving sideways, but the good thing is 126 is holding. We need, for long continuation, we need 2-3 days above 133, then we have all the levels to the upside. Breaking below the 126, we have all the levels. To the downside, we can take also trend line to help us identify that we are still in an uptrend. Netflix, trend lines, roadmap for future price action. As long as this yellow trend line is holding, Netflix is still in uptrend. Do we go long now on Netflix? No, in my opinion, of course. Why? Because it broke, moving sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks of sideways move, broke to the downside. Now, if we want to go long, we need to look left and see how price action of Netflix acted in the past. If we look here, we had a touch and then green candle to the upside, and then we can take long. So we are looking for a bounce. What it means? It means we are looking for a bounce and a close above 430. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. Choose your own path to become your own indicator and take your financial freedom in your own hands. Until the next video, stay safe.